is Demi Lovato. Amazing.
You're listening to Authenticity Radio.
Conflict is a choice you know.
Whoa, watch it. Sorry.
In order to gain a new perspective and how to resolve conflict in your organization, business, or family, go to AuthenticityRadio.com. All right, enough. Hey, welcome. Grab a seat anywhere. No, we don't have any menus. The only thing we have today is the freedom to express who you truly are. We call it Authenticity Radio. You'll like it, don't worry. Let me go grab the host. He's got the hospitality of a fat and jolly innkeeper. He's a good guy. Slade Suter.
And welcome to today's Authenticity Radio Morning Edition. This is Slade Suter. Today's program, today's theme, is taking back our health. In my search for humans helping humans, humans helping humanity, it was not difficult to come across today's guest. Dr. Ariel Schultz is joining us as a guest. He is one of the most patient and compassionate people I have met in a long while. He has studied both traditional and alternative medicines. He is a distant healer. He is a homeopath and naturopathic physician. And I am full of questions. And so with that, Dr. Ariel Schultz, welcome to Authenticity Radio.
Well, thank you. Nice to be here with you.
It is great to have you, Dr. Ariel. We are going to be taking back our health. And the first question, why have you chosen this method, this way of helping people?
Okay.
All right. It's a short question, please.
Yeah, it's not a short answer, though. I'll be as brief as possible.
Okay.
I've been headed in this direction since I've been about 10 years old. And the reason I started is because I was standing next to a sycamore tree after my grandfather had passed. And I heard this voice tell me, someday you're going to be a natural healer. And that's all I heard, nothing else. That was it. And things started to fall into line. You have a question?
No, a sycamore tree.
Yeah. I remember it because there was, the way the tree was, is it was bent, but not at a 90 degree, but like, a 30%. And then it went up and there was a fork in the middle. And it could have gone to the left or could have gone to the right. And I love that tree because I love to sit in it. So, I mean, you're talking about a 10-year-old. So, as a boy, I loved to climb trees. And that was one of my favorite trees. But I was actually standing by the tree when I heard that voice. And I knew it wasn't me because it sounded like a grandfather, but it wasn't my grandfather. And that was an interesting episode, but I never heard any voices, at least not until much, much later.
Well, usually a 10-year-old, if you're going to hear any voice, it's going to be, let's go down here and play.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. And after that point, it was in the back of my mind all the time. And it was unusual because there were so many alternatives available to me, and I never even really thought about it. At times, I wanted to pursue the area. My mother was a naturopathic physician, so she always advised us in natural remedies, natural medicines. That was very, very interesting. Well, one time there was something that she couldn't cure, and at that time we were living in California and hooked up with Kaiser Permanente at that point, and they had a doctor on call that would come to the house visits, something you don't see too much anymore, except through Skype maybe. But we had this doctor come, and she had this big medical bag. And I told her, this is wonderful, I told my mother. Look at all the things she has and she can do. And my mother says, you don't need that. Those things are poison. That's what she told me. And that's remained in my mind. So even today, I think if there's any way that I can help somebody naturally, that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. And so you have, this is a calling, obviously, in a very literal way.
Yeah, well, if you look on my website, I have a whole bio, the schools I went to. I've been going to school all my life. I'm 63 years old today. Not today, but, at this point in my life. And I've never stopped going to school. I've never stopped educating myself. Because if I stop, then I lose pace with the reality of what we're dealing with today and what all the new discoveries are.
Yeah, and I was really amazed. I did take a look at your bio, and the amount of institutions and studies that you have under your belt. You have a big belt.
Well, it's only because I've been doing this for so long. It's not like I'm, studying every moment of every day, but, as you go through life and you live as long as you do, then you keep studying. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to live in some kind of hole somewhere? Say, okay, I've got my DO, I got my ND, I got my MD, and then you go out in the world and you practice, and that's enough? It's never enough. You never can know enough. So if you want to keep up and you want to keep pace with the world today, you've got to keep studying.
And so here you are. You are now dispensing. If you're a natural practitioner, then the Western doctors or the Western audience may not grant you an audience, and vice versa.
Yes.
And so you have the benefit of having the licensure of saying, hey, listen to me.
Well, I only hope that people will, and I will do everything I can to help people. And that's what I've been doing.
So as far as taking back our health, Dr. Ariel, what are the most typical issues that you are coming across over and over again? What can we do in order to take back our health?
Well, when we start out, I like first at looking at the resolving the underlying cause. And I think most people don't look at that. They kind of put everything in boxes today. Everything is labeled and put in a box in your mind. And what you need to do is take out all the boxes and put them out in front of you and see what's in the boxes, really. And in order to do that, you need to find out, if you have a physical problem, you need to find out if there's anything behind it. Is it only physical? Is it emotional? Is it intellectual? Is it spiritual? You really need to know. And by looking in those boxes, you'll see, yes, I've been thinking about this a long time, and this is the problem I'm having. This is the conflict I'm having. And the only way that I can resolve this is to remove the conflict. But knowing about it and then doing something about it are two different things. So we look at it and say you have a pain. Most people deal with pain once or twice in their life, if not many, many times. And so you look at, why am I having the pain? Where is the pain? How's the pain focused? How is it radiating? Where is it coming from? A lot of my patients who come with pains in their arms, in their hands, in their backs, may come from a different area. Sometimes a pain in the shoulder is really a pain in the back. Sometimes a pain in the foot is really a pain in the knee. Sometimes a pain in the knee is a pain or a dislocation on the other side of the body. So we have to really kind of understand our physiology and understand our mentality and understand our spirit to see where these things might come from. Many, many people have a conflict within the family. These are spiritual conflicts. These are conflicts that affect them right to their core, to their spiritual being. And once this is resolved with the person, one way or the other, then the physical problem goes away permanently. Now, there might be repairs to do, but once the repairs are completed, then the person never has that problem again.
It's interesting you talk about this. Not everyone includes psychological, spiritual, physical, and mental health as part of our collective health. This is an approach that you are making as a holistic practitioner.
Correct.
Okay. The process of identifying could be very daunting. Not everyone wants to take out all of their boxes. Or we don't have enough room.
That's true, but I do have an advantage over many in that I am clairvoyant, I am clairaudient, I am clairsentient. So as well as my education in formal schooling, I've also been gifted with these abilities. So it makes it much easier for me to locate the problem, and it makes it easier on the patient because they don't have to go looking at what exactly the problems are. Most of my therapies, in fact, most all of my therapies are passive. A lot of them, a lot of situations that I come across, a lot of people that I come across, I find require also action. They need to have mantras, or they need to have ways, physical therapies that they do to help them. But a lot of it is passive. They ask me to look, I see, and then we find a solution to the problem. I don't need to rummage through their minds to find the specific answer to their problems. I can find the box that they've hidden, what the problem is inside. So we don't have to go through all the boxes.
Well, that's refreshing. Okay, so you're doing this, and you said that you have clients all over this world, like over 70 different countries.
Yeah, 70 different countries. There's people I see, have seen. I don't see everybody at once, of course, but I see them one at a time, and some I don't see for a month. Some I don't see for a year, but they check in with me if they need a tune-up. And other people I do see on a regular basis. I have a couple different programs. One of the programs is you come as you need, and the other one is a monthly program, which is inexpensive, and people like it because they can check in with me at any time they want and get results for themselves or their families.
Okay, we've unpacked a box. You can help identify the box that needs attention, and then there comes the decision on what to do with that box. You offer a natural medicine on the remedies, on dealing with the box.
Or a natural process.
Natural process, which could be...
It doesn't need to be a medicine. Sometimes a medicine is not required. It depends on the will of the person to make the change. You know, we talked about people being in denial. Well, there's people that are not in denial. They know they have a problem. They just don't know how to cope with it. And
so that could be exercises, meditation.
Yes.
It could be in many forms, right? And you can help with that as well. You can help identify.
That's my job.
What else? What else are causes for us that's keeping us from taking back our health?
Well, it's not connecting with our bodies and living in our heads. In the world we live in, most of the people I see are executives or professionals, but I see everyday working people who live their lives